Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I just had finally some time and I just want to spend that time with you guys. And I just want to talk about the stock market. And I lived it, I breathe it, love it. Um, but I want to make people aware of what the markets is and the whole purpose of what's going on right now and how um, it's actually making life harder, the markets. And I'm just gonna go through everything and explain why and what. So a lot of people now, as they should, the average income or middle class, whatever, we're all complaining about inflation. Okay, it's very apparent. Living cost, food cost, everything. Okay, um, and a lot of people complain about it, but they don't realize they're actually feeling it, and they're feeling it really bad by investing in the stock market. Okay, and you'd be like, oh my god, how does the stock market affect the price of food, etc., gas, groceries? It's because first you're allowing these companies to think that they the valuations or whatever market is, it's acceptable because people keep buying, right? However, if people stop buying, they would have such a gap that they needed to fill, that prices would naturally come down. But if you're buying a company stock, you're essentially saying, I believe whatever their operations or whatever how they're doing business is valued at that number. And you're just propping them up. Second thing, essentially, because the ultimate goal of stocks is to maximize shareholder value, right? And shareholder value is gonna be whatever you guys are willing to pay for, right? So if you guys keep buying it up, they have no incentive to ever come down in pricing or whatever, because whatnot, and their company stock is going up, so why would they care about anything else, right? So again, one point. Second point, when you are buying the stocks, right? For example, with the war in Iran, why Trump doesn't care and why there's no pressure on him to end the war. I mean, there's of course pressure, but I mean the people that matter pressure, like the people that essentially run the company, right? There's no pressure from that because stocks are still going up. Nothing is hurting the companies. The war is not hurting the companies. They've been able to subsidize, they've been able to be propped up. The only people that it's hurting is the lower class, middle class, lower middle class people. And unfortunately, I mean, now people are starting to have a voice, all right? Like, we're electing officials like Zoran Mamdani, but like before, like, regardless of what anyone says democratic, right? The people's voice didn't matter, especially the lower percentage of Americans, right? And that's the whole point, right? But now, obviously, people are gonna start realizing how, and the lower people in lower income brackets or middle class income, they're now starting to use their voices, vote, and whatnot. And now that's why Trump, like, now everyone's gonna be in trouble in the future, right? And it's just this movement has just started, right? So realizing that, guys, that just the power and not feeding into it. Stocks are always told, oh my god, like invest, invest, invest. It's like the propaganda. You know how like Uncle Sam back in the day was like, okay, pay taxes, whatever. It's the same thing. If you really think about it, the government never will ever look for your interest, okay? It's all about self-preservation, okay, of the highest wealth concentration, okay? It's never about the lower. They want the lower class to be stuck. They want the middle class to be stuck, right? Because if the lower class gets up, like there needs to be a lower class to for society like capitalism to function, right? So it's understanding that, and they want to preserve that, and that's why the systems are built how it is, right? Invest in the stock market. Yeah, invest in the stock market. The inflation keeps going up. The rich get richer, right? This Trump accounts thing, oh my God, what a big scam. Like, I mean, of course it's good for the kids, I guess. I'm going to put that in quotes. But Dell, Michael Dell or whatever his name is, bro became 4 times richer. Dell went from being dead now 400xing, 700xing or something. Like, what the heck? And they try to publicize it like, oh my God, we're helping the kids. No, no, like look at all, like it's so apparent. And I mean, people are waking up, but stocks are such a big trap. 401ks are such a big trap. Tax deferment, cool. Like till 65, like that's so cool. Like, what am I gonna do with $1 million at 65? Like, come on, bro, be for real. So it's just understanding that trap, and understanding that will lead to clarity. But I mean, it's so deeply ingrained now, um, that the only way, I mean, people are waking up. I mean, this Zoran, like, I have faith in society, right? But it's just like really realizing everything and seeing it for what it is, and it's just like a whole big propaganda. And for us, middle class, lower class, to even succeed, you guys need to take your power back, and that's by not investing in the markets. That's by not being trapped till you're 65 to take out your money, right? Um, and also, these scams, like, there's just so many scams, and the most apparent way to realize it is if the government advocates for it, okay? That's when you know it's a scam. um, but I think a lot of people now should be more conservative in terms of how much they're spending. Stop spending as much money, live more frugally, and then the markets will naturally correct, and we're going to have a deflation period. But it has to be all people have to come together for that. Because if people are spending recklessly, ending up in credit, it's like you're not helping. And if you're complaining, you're not helping. If the only way you're helping is by taking action, and I'm not talking about taking like dramatic action. I'm like taking like, hey, maybe don't put it into a 401k, like, or even properties are such a financial and stress trap. You would think properties were like marketed as like um, essentially uh, passive income. Properties though, like one of like they're not passive at all. You have to, if you don't maintain, like even if you have a property manager, if you don't self involve yourself, your property is not gonna do good. And then you have this cost of repairs, taxes, insurance, everything about that. It just makes everything unviable, and people uh, are gonna be poorer than ever. They're gonna be stuck more than ever. Gonna be in debt more than other. So just understanding that. Anyways, I'm yapping, but I wanted to talk to you guys because it's a straight frustration. Um, because understanding that is very important, and taking control. You know, it's like don't trust whatever anyone says, but make your own informed decisions. And you guys have the power of AI now, right? Be like, hey, if I buy a stock, who does this benefit? Hey, why is Dell stock 400xing? Like, 4xing or whatever, 400% xing, right? Like something like that. But I mean, I used the Chat GPT or Claude to make this PowerPoint slides. Um, like ownership, yeah, the bottom top 1% own most of it. Accredited. Oh yeah, another thing about pre-IPO, that's another thing, and that's where the rich are even getting richer. So if something IPOs like SpaceX IPO at 135, it's 200, massive sell off there. But But I mean, there is IPO locks and stuff, so just depends. I mean, SpaceX was overvalued, but if you're going to another stock that is valued appropriately and you get the pre-IPO shares, you're gonna make money guaranteed, right? Um, but yeah, hedge funds, venture capital, these are not for the public, and of course, they're not publicized by the government, right? These are just like statistics. Typical, see like how the disproportionate amount, right? It's like the rich get richer while productive. This is gonna all um, burn like hit in the later. Everything now is gonna be a product for later, right? So that's the whole understanding. Pay ratio 200, like it's like this is sick. This is sick. This is sick. Okay. Anyways, guys, nice talking to you guys. Peace out. I would love to talk about this. Any thoughts? Just leave it in the comments. But see you guys tomorrow. Bye.